Morning, everybody. I'm just going to talk a little bit today about my journey in trying to be more confident in who I am and not caring about what other people think. I've never had a huge problem with caring about what other people think. It's more just being confident in who I am in public instead of I was more to the point of just being unnoticed and not maybe missing it, not doing the right thing because I didn't want to be noticed. You just want to kind of blend in and, whatever the situation is in public. And now I'm trying to be more confident in just who I am, and if I don't want to stick out. If it sticks out, I guess that's part of it. But that's most definitely not my intention. So yeah, just being more confident in who I am, taking ownership of who I am, taking ownership of my actions. There's been times where I wouldn't say it's easy to pass blame, even if it's not 100% your fault. I ran into this at work sometimes, it's maybe not 100% your fault, it's yours and someone else's. It's always easy to pass the blame. I'm starting now. I'll just take the blame. It's easier to just take the blame for everything and fix it yourself, and just instead of it's pretty cowardly if it is more than one of you to blame, to pass the buck to someone else and say, no, I did this and that's all I needed to do, so it's not my fault. Well, maybe that is all you needed to do, but the right thing and the best thing and the thing that's going to build your team up the most would have been maybe to see it through to make sure this mistake didn't happen. So another thing has been in being confident in who I am, is part of that journey has been just admitting when you're wrong. In my marriage too, even if me and Christy'd get into an argument, it was always, even after a day or two, even if I knew that I was in the wrong, I just couldn't bring myself to admitting it, or to saying sorry, or apologizing. And I've gotten a lot better at that. I've made significant efforts on right away, just going to her right away as soon as I realize that I'm in the wrong, to just acknowledge, say, no, you were right that, or I apologize because I was maybe a little too loud or aggressive in our argument, or whatever it may be. And it feels good. I mean, I've never felt, it's just like a relief. And why I went so long with it being so hard to admit fault and to admit that you're wrong, and just be open, and just being open to more and different ideas. Of there's a million parenting styles, and even from family to family, everybody does it a little different, and from husband to wife, we do it a little different. But it doesn't mean you can't blend them together. It doesn't mean you can't, if I parent one way and she parents another, yeah, you can't be sending the kids for a whiplash, but I feel I'm trying to get better to merge them together the way we do it, try to soften mine a little bit to be like hers, and hers soften hers a little bit to be more like mine, and it a little less whiplash for the kids when if the kids are with you for a while and then they're with mom for a while. So anyways, that's felt really good, being able to easily admit wrongs. Another thing I've been working on a lot is just being less self-conscious when we have company over and stuff, and not being so afraid to just go about our daily. Obviously you have company over, so you're trying to attain to them, or trying to tend to them, but if you pray, we pray try to pray before every meal, say a prayer. And there's certain guests when you have over, you're like, oh, this it's gonna be kind of awkward if we start praying. And I'm just sick of that. I'm just sick of caring about if they think it's weird or if they don't, whatever. So I've been trying harder and harder just to keep, especially at our house. I understand when you go to someone else's house, you do their thing and that's what you do. That's just out of respect. But at our house, we pray before a meal, and I've been telling myself that it doesn't matter who it is or why they're here. We pray before we eat. And just trying to tell myself to not be self-conscious about it. It's what we do. And I'm sure that when I first started doing it, I felt awkward, and they probably did too. And people can sense that, when you're a little bit uncomfortable. They're not stupid. They can sense that it's not normal. But now, like I said, I'm just being less concerned about what they might think and just going with it. And it's the same with talking about faith and stuff in public. There's a couple people I've recently ran into, and they've wanted to talk about certain things, if it's church or if it's a certain verse that they read, or and I'll talk all openly about it and be fine. And then as soon as someone comes by, that I know isn't, maybe they don't believe in God, or it's awkward, then I just shut down right away, and I'm like, oh because it's gonna be awkward. And it's just when I get done, or the conversation's done, and I go back and think about it, I think about how big of a coward I was being by doing that, and I'm trying really hard to just be less conscious about that and just be myself. And it's not, if it offends someone because you're talking about God, then I guess so be it. I'm not too concerned about that. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about this morning, is my journey, and trying to be more confident in who I am. And it's tough. It's tough. It's human. I think it's our natural for humans to be self-conscious and concerned about what other people think. And you want to say hi to the camera, Sassy? Anyways, have a good day.